What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got wonderful news on the One Piece TCG because there has been an update to Japanese tournament rules, and it is a wonderful update, and it doesn't apply outside of Japan. It doesn't apply over here. This is not yet a rule which comes over here, but I believe it is going to, and the rule is that Japanese players are going to be able to use any Don whatsoever. They are no longer restricted to using Japanese Don. They can use Western Don, etc. I'm not sure why they'd want to, honestly. But you know what? Yeah, this is awesome. And look, I have to start. We're going to talk about why this is important and why this is awesome in a moment. But we really need to stress the fact right now, this is not a worldwide thing. This is a Japan thing right now. Now, I believe rather strongly that it's going to end up going around the world, and that's wonderful. But as it stands at the moment, it is just a Japanese thing. This rule applies only to Japan. But I've been making this argument for a while now, and that is, why can't we use any language Don? Because, when it comes to regular cards, I get it. I get it entirely. Because, let's take Nami, for example. Now, we all probably know what this card does by now. We all know that it's your generic Straw Hat Searcher. But does a brand new player who is playing their first game, when, let's say they were given a Gecko Moria deck by a friend and told, this is the best deck in the format, and incidentally it probably is right now, go and compete in this regional with me. I got you a ticket. Let's roll. So you rock up to a regional with your Gecko Moria deck that your friend has shown you. You don't know all of the cards from all the other decks. You're probably going to be reading a bunch of cards. And you may well look at that OPO1 Nami and be like, mate, that's a card from 5 sets ago. How am I supposed to read this Japanese card from 5 sets ago? Why aren't you using the English version? So it's absolutely fair to assume that people won't be able to read, even if it's a card which we all, quote-unquote, know what it does. No, not every player, no matter how obvious a card it is, not every player is going to know what every card of yours does. So bringing it in a language which no one in the room speaks, or at least no one is expected to speak, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Plus, of course, and look, I'm not an expert on this. Someone else is going to have to decide how much of a problem this is. But Japanese cards are printed over in Asia, and American cards are printed in the West, I believe in the US. There may well be differences in card stock. Now, in Pokemon, the differences are quite pronounced. In One Piece, I'm not. I've got a Japanese Old Heart Leader and an English Old Heart Leader in front of me right now, and I'm having a look at them, and honestly, I can't tell all that much of a difference. If anyone's wondering, the Japanese is Perona and the English is Yamato, both from OP06. But there may well be differences in cardstock because they're not printed in the same place. And you know what? That could end up being very, very relevant. That could lead to integrity issues. So when it comes to regular cards, no, I don't think we should be able to mix Japanese cards and English. And I know some people want to, and I know that it would be nice because Japanese singles tend to be a little bit cheaper. But no, I don't think we should be able to mix Japanese and English cards. I can think of at least 2 very good reasons why we shouldn't be allowed to, and that is the language barrier and the card stock. Although, again, card stock, I'm going to need an expert to tell me how much of an issue that really is. I am not good at stacking decks. Some people out there are. They'll know how much of a difference it makes. But when it comes to Don cards, those arguments don't hold. It doesn't matter about the language barrier. We've seen 57 million different designs of Don card, but every single Don card ever printed says, your turn plus 1,000. Every single one. And if I'm using Japanese Don that you can't read, they're identical to your English Don that you can read. So just read your English Don. And as for card stock, who cares? You got 10 cards sitting in a side deck, 1 or 2 come out per turn. Or, I suppose, in reference to certain characters' abilities. It doesn't matter. Cardstock is no longer an issue. Language barrier is no longer an issue. There is no, and I've asked this question, I made a video about this a while back. Nobody has yet given me any good reason why we cannot use Japanese Don. I know some people want to use Japanese cards, but I understand entirely why we can't use Japanese cards. So I am totally okay with that. But Japanese Don? Nah, mate. I see absolutely no reason whatsoever we can't be playing around with that. It makes absolutely no sense. I don't like it. But the other thing is, there are some Don that make a very big difference. Let's take the Yamato Don, for instance. Now, over here in the West, that is an awkward card to get hold of. It was given out at first anniversary tournaments, but there was that and the Luffy, so only actually one of those two would be given out when you went to a tournament. You get one of the two at random, and it was only at the first anniversary tournaments. Not everybody could get to them, and even the people that couldn't get to a bunch of them. So trying to pick up a set of Yamato Don is actually a real pain. On TCG Player right now, it is trending as a $37 card, which means you're going to pay $370 for a playset of this Don. Brilliant. In Japan, 1,320 yen. And no, I don't expect everybody to be able to convert yen in their head, so I can tell you that 1,320 yen comes out as, you ready for this? $8.70. And I'm not saying $8.70 per Don, so that it's $87 for a set. No. I'm saying $8.70 for a play set of Don. Because what happened was, there was an issue of Psycho Jump, came out in May, well, it's the May 2023 issue, came out a little bit before that. And when you bought this, you got 5 copies of the Yamato Don. Except it wasn't actually 5 copies of the Yamato Don. It was 5 copies of the Yamato Don, a cardboard dex box featuring Yamato, a half mini deck. Remember, these were the ones with the mini cards. So yes, you can see Manga Ace and you can see your Nami, the one I showed you a minute ago. But to be clear, these are like mini cards. They're really cool. They're on proper card stock. I love them. I've got these, but they are not full-size cards. They are not tournament legal. And for what it's worth, you also got a Union Arena promo card and a Yu-Gi-Oh promo card and some stickers. Oh, and by the way, when I say $8.70, that is for 2 copies of the magazine, because of course you need 2 lots of 5, so it's actually 10 Yamato Don, 2 of the cardboard deck boxes, 2 sets of the mini cards, 2 of the Yu-Gi-Oh promo, 2 of the Union Arena promo, and 2 of the stickers. Yes, fine, if you're not in Japan, you're going to have to pay some kind of import on this, but I was importing 2 of these magazines for like 20 quid to get all of that stuff delivered to my house from Amazon Japan. It's absurd. And this is why it makes a difference. If you're looking at the Don that comes in sets, then like, yeah, Japanese boxes are smaller and cheaper and have 1 copy of the Don card, and our boxes are bigger and more expensive and we have 2 copies of the Don. So there's not a huge amount of difference, honestly, when you're looking at the Don that actually comes in sets. I get that. However, some of this promo Don, there is a gigantic difference as to which one you actually go for here. It makes a huge difference whether you're going Japanese or English. And admittedly, like, to go for the Yamato Don, yes, the writing is in Japanese, not just the your turn, but also the actual, what the character is saying. This is pretty standard. But I genuinely prefer the Japanese Don. I think they look cooler. I'm learning Japanese, so I am a little bit biased. But I'm telling you right now, it's kind of a little bit silly that up until now we've not had this rule that you can use any Don. And to be clear, the rule outside of Japan is still that you have to use English Don in English tournaments. We have not taken this Japanese rule and applied it over here. That's not a thing. I feel very confident that they will, because I've been arguing since the beginning of the game, and I literally made a video about this, and I've mentioned it in many others. This is not a new argument of mine. It's never made any sense whatsoever to restrict Don by language in certain parts of the world. It was frankly a little bit weird. Well, now they've changed it in Japan, and they haven't changed it over here. I cannot stress that enough, but I think they're going to, and I cannot wait. Right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you need to know. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this rule. Do you want this rule to come over here as well so you can use Japanese Don? Or do you frankly not care? Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.